Welcome back to the deep dive. So think about the modern home for a second, right? You've got all these high efficiency things, smart appliances, maybe a residential lift, a powerful AC unit. You make these huge investments to make your life easier. But then, the grid hiccups. Power goes out. And that huge, clunky backup system you paid a fortune for, it tries to kick in. And then, what? 5 minutes later, it just dies the second the AC tries to start up. Or even worse, you're running outside to fire up a dirty, loud diesel generator just to get hot water.
It's a total disconnect, isn't it? I mean that we're living in this hyper-modern digital world, but our backup power is like stuck in the 1980s.
Absolutely. So today, that's what we're diving into. We've got sources comparing these two worlds. On one side, you have the old way. These outdated, heavy, and honestly, just messy inverter setups with lead-acid batteries you have to keep replacing. And on the other side, a complete overhaul. This all-in-one smart system, specifically the PuREPower Home 20.0, which our sources go into a lot of detail on.
Yeah. And our mission here is to really, stop talking about small upgrades and define what this quantum leap actually is. We're going to pull apart the key differences, performance, cost over the long run, and what this all means for, well, how your home actually functions and even looks. This isn't just about batteries, it's comparing, like the source says, clutter to smart power.
Okay, let's start there. Let's start with the pain points. Why are these old legacy systems, the ones millions of people still have, failing us so badly now?
Well, the problem isn't just that they're old. It's that they are a constant headache, both financially and, just logistically. A legacy system, what we're talking about, is a separate inverter box, maybe a solar controller, and then this big messy bank of lead-acid batteries.
Right? And the sources make it clear that even after spending all that money on this setup, you still can't run your most important stuff.
Exactly. The number one failure, without a doubt, is handling the surge load. Think about what happens when an AC compressor or lift motor kicks on. It needs this huge initial jolt of power, way more than it needs just to run, and the old lead-acid systems, they just can't deliver that spike. They see the demand, they hesitate, and poof, they trip.
So you've bought this whole backup system, but you still need a noisy diesel generator outside for the big appliances. Yeah, that just completely defeats the purpose.
It does. And the failure isn't just about function, it's about money. Let's talk about the hidden costs. The main component, that lead-acid battery, it has a built-in expiration date. You are guaranteed to be replacing it every 3 to 5 years. It's this expensive recurring cost that nobody really budgets for.
That's a huge point. It's not a one-time buy. It's like a subscription you're forced to pay. And on top of that, it's not even efficient.
That's right. Let's talk about round-trip efficiency because it's a really key difference. These old systems, they typically operated only, 80 to 85% efficiency. Yeah, so if you put 100 units of energy in from your solar panels, let's say, you're only ever getting 80 or 85 units back out.
So you're losing 15 to 20% of your energy before you even use it. It just vanishes.
Pretty much, it's lost as heat. Think of it like a leaky bucket. Yeah, you work hard to fill it, but a fifth of your effort just drains away. Over a year, that inefficiency adds up to real money coming out of your pocket.
And we haven't even touched on the physical part of it. The sources had these pictures, and they just look massive. They take up so much room.
Oh, they're bulky and they're ugly, no question. They need their own dedicated room, a utility closet, something that's often ventilated, and the weight is, it's staggering. It could be anywhere from 125 up to 800 kilograms. They're heavy, they're an eyesore, and they just create clutter. That's the legacy problem in a nutshell.
Okay, that sets the stage perfectly. If that's the old way, the clutter, L. Let's talk about this quantum leap. What is the PuREPower Home doing that makes it a smart power replacement?
It's an all-in-one system. It's engineered from the ground up as a single product, not just a stack of separate components. It's designed to solve the clutter issue, to be a part of a modern home's aesthetic.
So first things first, it has to solve that surge load problem we talked about. The AC, the lift. How does it handle that?
It tackles it directly. Ugh. The key number from the sources is that it has 2x surge load capability. What that really means is where the old system would choke and die on that initial power demand, this new unit handles it without a problem. So yes, you can run your AC, your lift, your geyser without that generator. It fixes the number one flaw.
That one difference changes everything about energy independence at home. What about the speed? You know that little blackout delay where the lights flicker and all your digital clocks reset?
Right. That flicker is the legacy system struggling to switch over. It's too slow for modern electronics. The PuREPower Home uses what's called an online instant switchover. We're talking milliseconds. For you at home, it's seamless. The power goes out and your computer doesn't even blink.
That is true resilience. Okay, let's circle back to efficiency. The old way wasted up to 20% of the energy. How does the new solution stack up?
It's a massive improvement. The PuREPower system is rated at 97% round-trip efficiency. So for every 100 units of energy you put in, you get 97 back out.
Okay, a 12 to 17% difference sounds big, but what does that actually mean for the listener? Why does that matter so much day to day?
It's pure economics, really. If you're paying, say, 10 rupees for a unit of electricity to charge your old system, you're really paying about 12 rupees for every unit you actually get to use. With the PuREPower Home at 97%, you're paying just a fraction over 10. Over a year, especially if you're using solar, that efficiency difference saves you thousands of rupees. You're just not throwing away as much energy.
Which makes the cost to operate it way lower. And that's before we even get to how long it lasts. Let's go there. Let's get into the long-term costs, because the data on the upfront price was surprising.
It's a really stark contrast. The legacy system's life is all about the lead-acid battery, which, like we said, you have to replace every 5 years max. You're just locked in. The PuREPower Home, though, has a lifespan of 10 plus years. And that's with basically zero maintenance.
So over a decade, the person with the old system has paid for new batteries 2, maybe even 3 times. A huge extra cost, while the person with the modern system just buys it once.
Exactly. The total cost of ownership is just dramatically lower. And remember the space issue. The modern unit is compact, it's sleek, you mount it on the wall, it weighs a fraction of the old systems, maybe 30 to 200 kilograms, and you get that battery room back.
It stops being industrial equipment and becomes more like a home appliance. Now, here's the part that really got me. We all just assume new tech costs way more upfront. What did the sources find?
Yeah, that assumption gets completely flipped on its head. The PuREPower Home is an investment for sure from about 1.1 to 4.7 lakhs. But when you factor in everything for a comparable legacy system, the big inverter, the controller, all the heavy cables, the battery housing, the old traditional setup is actually 5% to 10% more expensive upfront.
Wait, hold on. It costs more to buy the old inefficient technology? How is that even possible?
It's about integration. With the legacy system, you're buying 3 or 4 separate heavy products and paying someone to piece them all together. The modern system is one engineered unit from a factory. All those separate heavy components for the old system and the labor to connect them just adds up. So it costs more right out of the gate even before you start replacing batteries.
That's the real aha moment, isn't it? You pay less upfront for a system that lasts twice as long and works twice as well.
And don't forget the noise. Legacy systems can get hot and often need fans or even air conditioning, which makes noise and uses energy. The PuREPower system is designed to be silent. It's made for indoor use, which is just a huge quality of life improvement.
Perfect transition. Let's get into the smart part of it. We're not just storing power anymore. This is about managing it intelligently. What are these future-ready features?
The PuREPower Home is genuinely smart. It's got AI inside that manages everything, and you can monitor it all from an app. So it's not just a dumb box, it's like an energy brain for your home that's actively managing battery health and predicting what you'll need.
That's a big shift from just waiting for a failure to actually managing your power. But what's the tech that lets it be so compact and last so long? What's this active thermal management they mention?
That's critical. Heat is the enemy of batteries, especially lead acid. It makes them degrade fast. The PuREPower system uses advanced cooling, specifically something called nano PCM or phase change material. It's a really efficient way to pull heat away and keep the battery cells in their optimal temperature zone. That's a huge reason it can last for 10 plus years.
Better heat control means a longer life, and it's safer too. And what about corrosion? That's always an issue with old batteries.
A huge issue. The sources say the modern system has anti-corrosion features built right in. With lead acid setups, corrosion is, well, it's pretty much a guarantee over time. It kills performance and creates a mess.
Okay, last piece of the puzzle. How does the smart unit work with the grid and your electricity bill? The old system was basically useless when the power was on.
Right, it was just a dead weight. But the modern unit it's a financial tool. It's hybrid solar ready and bidirectional. Bidirectional means it can manage energy flowing in all directions, from the grid, from solar, and back to your house. Legacy systems just can't do that.
And what's the payoff for that? How does it save you money?
The real win is that it supports time of day or time of use smart billing. The AI learns when your electricity is most expensive. Say, in the evening from 4 am to 8 p.m. It will automatically switch your home to run on the cheap power you stored earlier from solar or off-peak grid, charging during that expensive window. Then it switches back when rates are low.
Wow, so it's not just for blackouts. It's actively playing the energy market for you every single day to lower your bill.
It combines resilience with real savings. You just can't do that with a traditional setup.
This deep dive has really laid out two completely different philosophies for home energy. You have the clutter and recurring costs of the past versus the sleek, intelligent system of the future. The difference is just huge.
If you boil it all down, it comes down to four things, right? SilentPower, incredible performance, that 97% efficiency and 2x surge, the longevity of a 10-plus year life, and truly smart technology that saves you money.
And to bring this back to you, the listener, this upgrade is about more than just a new piece of tech. It's about replacing this whole stressful, outdated approach to energy. It's about letting your modern home actually run the way it was designed to.
Absolutely. The sources use the hashtag #SurePowerHome. The idea is that this one device doesn't just replace an old inverter. By solving that surge load problem, it also makes those noisy, polluting diesel generators totally unnecessary for your home.
So here's a final thought for you to take away from this. If you consider that it can cost less upfront, that it gets rid of the noise and the clutter, that it ends the cycle of expensive battery replacements, and that it actively lowers your monthly bill, how much is that peace of mind and improvement in your quality of life actually worth?
It seems like the price of the future is surprisingly a pretty good deal compared to the price of staying stuck in the past.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you on the next one.